So let's get started. So in the first example, let me quickly create an HTML button that I want to add in my Gmail message. We'll use a nice blue background color. I'll also add some rounded borders and maybe choose a different font family. Okay, so the HTML is ready. Now how do I add this button to my Gmail message? Now that's easy. I'll switch to Gmail and here let me compose a new email message. Now this is a blank email message, so I'll add an emoji here. Now you can think of this emoji as a placeholder that we will ultimately replace with our button. What you have to do is right click this emoji and then choose inspect from the contextual menu. Now this opens the DOM tree, very confusing if you've seen it for the first time, but don't worry about it. All we need to do is replace this emoji with our button HTML. And just right click the HTML node that contains the emoji image. Then choose edit HTML. And here you have to paste the HTML that you have just created. Now click somewhere out of the editor and there you have the HTML button right inside your Gmail message. So let me send this message. And there the HTML button shows up just like you would expect. Cool. Let's try another example. Here I have an HTML table that uses some beautiful CSS styles. So I'll repeat the exercise, copy the HTML and CSS to my clipboard. Next I switch to Gmail, add an emoji in the email message. Then choose inspect element. And I'll replace this HTML with the CSS and HTML that I just copied for the table. This looks perfect, so let me send it again. Now you may have noticed a little problem here. When we composed the email, the table was looking pretty good, but when we sent it, you'll notice that all the formatting is gone. And that's because the CSS styling that we used, that was all dropped by Gmail. So to get around this, we'll use a CSS inline tool that is developed by Automattic. This is the same company that develops the popular WordPress blogging platform. So here all you have to do is you just have to paste your HTML and CSS styles and it transforms our HTML with inline CSS that we can use right inside Gmail. So I'll copy this transformed HTML with inline CSS and repeat the exercise. Perfect, now this works, so all our styles and formatting is preserved now. I'll show you one more trick. Until now we have been using simple HTML for our Gmail messages, but what if we could send a professional looking email newsletter with Gmail? So here I'm inside MailChimp and they give you a very nice drag and drop email builder, so you can simply drag blocks into your email message and design your email. So I've already designed an HTML newsletter here and the task is to convert this newsletter into a Gmail message. First I'll save the email template. And then in the list of templates, I'll export my newsletter as an HTML file. Now this is a long HTML, I will not worry about it. I'll simply copy to the clipboard and then go back to the Gmail and use the same old trick to insert it into the email message. Also, I'm using a Google Chrome for this example, but this trick should work in all modern browsers including Safari, Firefox and Microsoft Edge. Perfect, let me send this message. And there you have the same problem again. It was looking good in the compose window, but when the email went out, all the styles were lost. And that's because Gmail dropped all the CSS styles from this email message. Now again, to fix this, we'll use the same CSS inliner tool. And then we'll paste this inline HTML CSS into our email message. And this looks perfect. You can also personalize this newsletter with MailMerge and send it to your contacts through Google Sheets. I'll leave a link to download MailMerge in the video description. Thank you.